Hello everyone, TimeToGrind here. Now in most video games, especially FPSs, there's always going to be something that just frustrates the hell out of you, and Overwatch is no different. So today I wanted to go over my top 5 most frustrating heroes to face up against. Now this list isn't saying any heroes are bad or that I don't like any of these heroes, just that in some circumstances these heroes in my opinion can be super annoying to play up against. Now first at number 5 we have Junkrat. Now Junkrat is super fun to play and really good, especially as an area denier, but because of this he can be really good by just constantly spamming your grenades all over the place. On defense he can completely prevent enemies from going into certain rooms or hallways, and it can kind of be a little annoying not being able to go into a whole section of the map just because his grenades are constantly flying at you. Now another thing about Junkrat that makes him frustrating to play against is how good his steel trap is. His steel trap can stick you in place for a solid few seconds, and in Overwatch a few seconds seems like an eternity. What makes it even more annoying is that some abilities that I feel like should get you out of the trap don't. One main example is Reaper's Shadow Walk. It feels like it should be getting me out of the trap, but it doesn't. Next at number 4 we have Zarya. Now Zarya is extremely good, especially in the hands of someone that can play her well. The main reason being is her shields. The shield she can apply to herself and teammates block all incoming damage and give her extra damage for all the damage done to her shield. So what makes fighting against a team with a Zarya a little frustrating sometimes is the simple fact that many times you're going to have to just completely stop firing at the enemies. You'll be in the middle of a firefight and all of a sudden you just have to stop firing at specific enemies for a few seconds. It's not the hardest thing to do in the world, but it can still be pretty frustrating. At number 3, I have a hero that I think a lot of other people tend to get annoyed at as well, and that's Tracer. Tracer can be really annoying sometimes because she can be very hard to lock down due to her blinking ability and her ability to go back in time. Many times I'll be playing heroes like Roadhog or McCree, and even when I do use certain abilities like a hook or a flashbang, Tracer still gets away quite a few times. Pair this with the fact that she is extremely effective at just getting behind enemy lines and harassing you, and it can be pretty annoying. I mean, that is her job, to annoy the enemy team. The one good thing about Tracer though is how little health she has. If you can get a tiny bit of damage on an unsuspecting Tracer, many of the times you can just flat out kill her. At number 2 we have Mei. Now Mei is a really great hero, and I'm glad she's in the game because sort of like Torbjorn to an extent, she's a great counter to flankers like Genji, Reaper, and Tracer. The reason being because of the fact that she can slow down and even freeze enemy heroes that come a little too close to her. On top of that, she can be even harder to kill than Tracer sometimes due to her ice block ability. Whenever she's about to die, she can just go into her ice chunk, heal to max, and then get away many of the times using her wall to escape or block you in rooms or hallways. Now this may be a little biased because one of my favorite heroes is Reaper and I do tend to flank a lot with him, so Mei can seem a little more annoying than she probably does to other people. And lastly, in my opinion, the number 1 most frustrating hero to go up against in Overwatch is Widowmaker. Now normally going up against a Widowmaker is fine, but what can get annoying is when you face someone that is really great with Widowmaker. If you guys have played the game or watched someone play against a really good Widow, then you can see how annoying it is sometimes. It can feel like you just keep spawning and dying, and what makes it even worse is that you're dying to her sniper headshot, which is a one-hit kill against many heroes. Now of course, really good players are going to be frustrating to go up against sometimes no matter who they're playing. It just seems twice as annoying when someone plays Widow really well. And that's it. If you guys think any other heroes can be pretty frustrating to play up against, go ahead and tell me in the comments down below. I'd love to hear all your guys' stories and opinions. And if you enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing if you aren't already. And like always guys, see you next time.